Nation, welcome to your Giant pregame show presented by Sherwood Ford. We got the whole crew in the house tonight. Today, actually, Tyler, Jay, Caroline, producer Liam in the background, and we're pumped because it is game one, round one, Oilers versus LA Kings. And I hope everyone in the city is as amped as we are in this room right now. Boys, how are you feeling?
7 hours till puck drop. 7 long hours till puck drop.
Long hours. When I woke up this morning, I was starting to like clacker away on my my laptop, and I just couldn't think.
I saw your tweet. What did you tweet today?
I just can't concentrate.
Focus. Yeah.
Can't concentrate at all. All I've been thinking about is, what am I going to do tonight? What am I going to wear? How am I going to get there? And what should I bet on?
Have you decided what you're going to wear?
I'm torn. I'm torn on jersey. Jersey selection is so important.
And is it superstition? Is superstition involved in this process?
Of course.
Yes.
Heavily involved.
That's me.
And the thing is, like, I've got my Mark Letestu jersey that was very successful for me in the last playoff run.
Yeah.
And he was also a contributing factor. So since he's not on this team right now, I don't know if I can do it. So I'm torn. Like, I've had a lot of success with my Bison King jersey this year.
You have.
And I feel like I got to give it a shot in the playoffs, just like we all, or some of us, as we're divided, have to give the Bison King a shot in the playoffs.
I agree.
Because hopefully he gives us a shot in the playoffs.
So but you're going orange.
I'm going orange. Orange Crush. So the boys.
And the Oilers said that on their Twitter. They said, we want blue on the ice, orange in the seats. And that's where I'm torn.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Because I've had success this year with a nice, crisp navy Draisaitl jersey.
Then do it.
Should I just roll and be
you got to do you, man.
Because
if you feel anywhere, in any way off kilter because you wore orange mentally,
yeah,
you're screwed.
Fair.
So if you're feeling confident in the jet blue, navy blue, whatever, roll it with it, man. You got to do you.
We're asking everyone in our chats right now, so please talk to us. Obviously, big day for the Edmonton Oilers. We want your hot takes. So right now, Clayton in our Facebook chat says Kulak will score the only goal.
1-0 Oilers win. Kulak goal.
I'll take it. I don't care.
Sure. He's on a heater.
Right? Whoever wants to. Okay, I guess we're going to get everything started. Do we want to start with the watch party? And we'll mention it a few times.
Well, yeah, let's talk about the fact that we're going to have a watch party tonight, and we're going to have one for every playoff game. It's going to be rotating between Beercade and the 2 Pint locations, right, Jay?
Correct.
Yeah, so it'll be a good time. If you want to go somewhere where you'll be surrounded by screaming Oilers fans, keep it locked on our socials. Find out where the party's going to be. Game 2 is Beercade again, right? We're going back-to-back Beercade off the hop.
Doubling down on Beercade. That's the hometown bar, or home game bar. And if you go there, trust me, there's going to be lots of prizes. We're giving away swag. We just launched a new Play La Bamba tee. That's going to be sick. There. We'll give away some of those and some other things. There's another prize that I'm not allowed to disclose what it is, but you want to win it because it would maybe really improve what you do for game 2.
Okay. Well, you guys can read between the lines.
Yeah.
I'm reading. Tyler's still thinking. I think I
got the fax machine noise going in my head right now, trying to comprehend it, but I think I get it.
Be there or be square, right?
Love it. And in our Facebook chat, Orange Day today, we got it, boys. Let's go Oilers. And Gary saying Smith with a goalie goal. And I want to talk about Smith because let's talk about his stats in the month of April. 9-0-0, 1.66 goals against average, 9.51 save percentage, and 2 shutouts on the month. He hates, you obviously know, we've heard Smith talk to the media. He hates being told that he's 40 years old. He hates having his age used against him. But what we really do know right now is that he's peaking at the right time heading into the playoffs. And you guys talk to me as, a new Oilers fan heading into the playoffs. What can we expect from Mike Smith in between the pipes? Can he carry these numbers consistently when it matters most?
Traditionally, he's actually like a really good playoff goalie. Against Winnipeg last year, he wasn't the problem. He had a 240 goals against average and a 912 save percentage. On his career, 234 and a 931 save percentage. He has really good numbers as a playoff goalie. Schmitty battles, right?
Schmitty battles. Schmitty is a warrior. Schmitty is designed for the playoffs. Now, can his body hold up? I'm just going to say it. I hope it can, because if it does, he's obviously worked through kind of all the things he had to work through this year. It's been a roller coaster ride. I was critical of him. I thought maybe this was going to be the end. He proved me wrong, and I'm so happy for him for doing so. But this guy is coming in red hot. He is seeing the puck. He is battling his ass off. And in the last 4 games, he's almost had 3 goals. So I might, if there's a wager out there to be fun, I might go Smitty scores a playoff goal.
Hey, and we had that in here as well. And for me, You talked about April 1st. What a run it was from Smith to end the season. Even if you look at from January 1st on, he's a .920 save percentage and a 2.58 goals against average. You compare that to the guy on the other side, Jonathan Quick, .898, .279 since January 1st. It's weird to say it, but there's a very realistic chance the Oilers actually have the goaltending advantage in this series. Knock on wood, but
what a year it's been, eh?
Are we feeling confident with Koskinen as the backup goalie?
Yeah. Oh yes, in a backup capacity, Koskinen is great.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Like, I'm not worried about it, and I don't think they'll have to use him early on in the series. At least I think it'll be okay.
So in the span of literally a month and a half, we have gone from panic, hitting the emergency button, we don't have a goaltender, to like we're smooth sailing if Smith at 40 years old can keep this up, and we are breathing just fine knowing that Koskinen's our backup goalie.
I think
normal?
so.
This is what we call drinking the Kool-Aid.
I love it.
We're drinking 40-year-old Kool-Aid right now. It's a beautiful, delicious vintage, and coming into playoffs, it's well timed to open up.
I love it. All right, guys. I hate to bring up last year, but we have to.
We got it.
Have to.
Yeah,
last
gotta look in
year,
the past.
the Oilers were swept by the Jets, but now this year we have new additions on this Oilers team: Kane, Hyman, Fogle, Derek Ryan, all guys that have made a nice impact on this Oilers roster, and guys that can only help this team continue to be a cup contender. Let's talk about their performances and how this team's only that much better with guys, especially Kane, who's been on a tear as of late.
Oh, he is just designed
Peter,
for playoff
right? I
hockey,
know.
though, too. Oh. We need like 3 more Canes, like not necessarily the offense, but just the meat and potato. God, he's gonna he'll be a physical factor.
Go ahead, Tyler.
You look at the left wing depth on this team compared to last year. When they opened that series against Winnipeg, pretty sure Dominic Cahoon was the top line left winger.
Oh, we drank the Cahoon Kool-Aid, didn't we?
We did. So now you look at it, and who have you replaced and who have you added to that left side? Zach Hyman at an 82-game pace, almost a 30-goal guy. Evander Kane, 82-game pace, 40-goal guy. Warren Fogle, a guy who has had success in the playoffs before.
Playoff Fogle, it's coming.
He's playing the exact same role where he had success for Carolina. They overhauled the left side, and all of a sudden they can score even better with McDavid and Draisaitl. They can score fine without those two on the ice. Those key pieces on the left side, they're huge. And I think on the right side as well, someone like Kyler Yamamoto has been playing some good hockey as of late. He's probably
in playoff mode.
He's probably a guy who learned some playoff lessons last year as well. And then you look at the blue line. Kulak's been a great addition. CC has looked really, really good for the most part this year. Duncan Keith, I think that's a guy as well who you're looking kind of like Fogle. Come playoff time, you're looking for playoff Duncan Keith to shine through.
And since we're talking about blue liners, let's talk about Darnell Nurse, because the rumor is that he's back tonight. Do we like? I mean, obviously we like that. That's a dumb question.
Yeah.
He's our number one demon.
Yeah.
But would we rather have Darnell Nurse? And this is just an assumption by me. Should we wait till we know he's 100%, or it's playoff time? Who cares? He needs to be ready.
If in playoffs, if you're 80%, you're 100%.
Oh, if you're 40%, you're 100%. So, the thing we need to do here is to try to wrap this series up in 5 to give Darnell some extra time to heal.
Yep.
I like that.
And that would be the perfect situation. But, we're going to roll 7D, I think, with him in the lineup so we can insulate him if we need to kind of play around with his minutes. But I'm excited to see Darryl back in the lineup because he's going to be a very important piece to winning this series.
Looking at the Twitch chat. Look at that, Jay. You got your own sticker in the Twitch chat from
Nice.
Spiced Oil. Playoffs, baby.
Oh,
What's up,
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I'm out of the friend group.
I don't know
here.
how you do that. That's amazing.
That's actually hilarious.
I'm a
very
Twitch
cool.
picture. I
Yeah,
love it.
you are a Twitch picture.
That's a photo of me in front of an Oodle Noodle in Kingsway, I believe.
We got the fist going in the Twitch chat as well.
Hell yeah.
Dangerous Wade says Turris is in trouble with no shootouts. Important to remember. Turris is not here to save the day.
I totally forgot about Kyle Turris.
Lots of love.
I do
Everyone's
respect
saying
you.
This is a totally different team from last year, so people are hopeful. Hot take, Smitty gets an assist tonight. Lachlan Mitchell says, I'm saying McDavid has 2 goals, a boosh bomb, and an empty netter by Kane. So that's a pretty specific one, but I think that there's just a lot of hope and faith in this Oilers team. And I think that we have to give credit to one man in particular for this run and basically change of scenery we've seen with the Edmonton Oilers, and that's Jay Woodcroft. And since he's taken over, the Oilers have the second best record in the NHL after the Florida Panthers. And Tyler, we've talked about this on many pregame shows, but it's night and day since Jay Woodcroft has taken over. We were literally sitting here being like, they're not going to make the playoffs to now, oh my gosh, they have a chance.
And it's not like they just got this random bump from a new coach and they fizzled out after that. Like, there was that little bit of a dip under Jay Woodcroft when they lost to Chicago, lost to Montreal, lost to Calgary. And then remember, they returned to home ice, and that's when the Woodcroft systems really kicked in for this team. And it's not like they just beat bad teams. They beat Washington. They beat Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
They beat Colorado. They've beaten the LA Kings now 3 times since Jay Woodcroft took over as well. They've beaten the St. Louis Blues, who are a good team. They beat Nashville. Like, the list goes on. They beat Vegas as well in a game that really sealed up second spot in the Pacific for them. They've beaten a handful of really, really good teams. And you even go back to the night they clinched against Colorado. They didn't just beat Colorado. It's not like they eked out a little 1-goal win. They put their foot down and they rolled over Colorado.
Well, let's look about the last 3 times we played Colorado. It was that overtime. We lost in overtime with that series of unfortunate events. And then we lost in a shootout, and then we ended up winning. So all 3 games that we played against Colorado, we really served it to them, and the Oilers deserved to win each 3.
It's weird to say it, but we match up well against them. So we got to get through this round.
Yeah.
Got to show who is the real true king of Alberta. Then go play our friends who we match up well down in the Mile High City.
That's the path.
That is the path. Well, hopefully, as much as I want a BOA to happen, I also don't want a BOA to happen. You know what I mean? I want them to lose in the first round.
Yeah, no, man.
That's Mike's hot take, hey? He said Mike's hot take is that Calgary is going to get bounced first round of the playoffs. I don't personally see it happening.
I have money on Calgary winning in 4 or 5, so I don't think it's going to happen.
And they very well could. I think they're just going to. Yeah, I think they're just going to shit can Dallas.
Me too. I think they're going to just steamroll the Stars. It won't be close. And then I want that
Hopefully
challenge.
They feel too confident.
Hopefully, yeah. I just think I want the challenge. As much as it's a risk, and if you lose to Calgary,
I know, of course.
But we are looking past the LA Kings probably a little bit here.
I know, that's the thing we can't do.
This is a team who has guys specifically down the middle that are capable and have shown they can shut down star forwards.
It will be interesting to see what Philip Deneau can do this series.
Okay, we'll get to the LA Kings in just 1 second. I really want to touch upon our big guns, obviously, on the Oilers. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. Connor finishing the regular season with a league-high 123 points, 3 points away from Tyler's projected 126 points.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, I know. And then, obviously, Leon Draisaitl, 55 goals on the season, coming second to Austin Matthews for most goals in the regular season. Obviously, 2 very instrumental players for the Edmonton Oilers, 2 guys that the Oilers will need to show up every single game in the playoffs. When we talk about these guys going to another level come playoff time, what's an area of their game where they really need to focus on and excel at in order for the Oilers to have success in each round of the playoffs?
I wrote about this yesterday at The Nation, or 2 days ago at The Nation. For me, it's not even so much about their play. It's about their usage right now. And the fact that this season, more than in either of the past 2 years, they keep McDavid and Draisaitl separate. And that's not exclusive to Jay Woodcroft either. Tippett was trying to do that earlier in the year, but Tippett always had the quick trigger of, we're down 1-0, I'm putting them back together.
Yes,
and we saw that against Winnipeg.
But we also have a completely different forward core.
We do.
So we don't need it like we needed it last year.
Yeah.
Like we needed to keep putting them together.
McDavid's on-ice numbers without Draisaitl are better than they have been the last 2 years. The Oilers' numbers without McDavid and Draisaitl on the ice are better than they've been the last 2 years. This is a team that is deeper and more well-rounded, and they keep McDavid and Draisaitl separate. And I think when you're on home ice, that's going to give you the option to get some really, really good matchups.
Oh, yeah.
Like the matchup game that Woodcroft and Todd McClellan are going to be playing in this series will be fascinating to watch, because I think on home ice, you'll probably see the Nuge line get a ton of one of those top 2 lines for the LA Kings. The McDavid or Draisaitl line will get the other one, and that means one of the Oilers' top 2 big centermen are going to get a gravy matchup against what I view as a somewhat weak LA Kings third line. So the way Woodcroft can do it at home is by the way I just laid it out. On the road, go 11-7, get McDavid and Draisaitl out there against weak competition for 1 or 2 shifts each a period, and I think that's a way to win the matchup game even when you're on the road. That was nerdy. I'm sorry.
No, and I can't.
Retweet Tyler, your MJ.
And I can't disagree with anything you just said. If I'm going to add to it, is just do what they've been doing in those games against Colorado, where they just like their defensive structure, where they're keeping them to the perimeter and they're really limiting the high danger chances that Mike Smith has to face. And then when that one does happen, he's there to make the save. They've been able to show that they can do it, and that's super important in the playoffs. So just if they can bring that defensive structure and maintain it, the forwards will do their job, and Mike Smith will give you the save that you need when you need it.
All right, boys, you ready for the opposition report presented by the delicious Yeg Burger?
Pre-game meal at Yeg Burger. Come on.
Guys, this is our first opposition report in the playoffs of 2022.
Just give me chills.
I know. All right, let's do it. Round 1, game 1. And this is a little stat that we got from Jason Greger on OilersNation.com. The LA Kings haven't won a playoff series since hoisting the cup in 2014. They are 1-8 in their last 9 playoff games. Obviously, guys, there's no easy opponent when it comes to playoffs. Every team is a good team. Anything can happen. But this is a pretty good first-round matchup for the Edmonton Oilers to find success in. Tyler, Jay, as forever Edmonton Oilers fans, how are you feeling right now going into tonight's game?
I think this LA team, like the way they line up, they can be scrappy, right? Like we mentioned it. Kopitar Deneau can shut you down. A guy like Dustin Brown playing in the bottom 6, Brendan Lemieux, those two are going to do their best to get under the skin of the Oilers' key players.
Lemieux's time to shine.
So there are things that concern me, but when I look at the Kings' blue line, Edler and Matt Roy, Mikey Anderson, Sean Dursey, Ollie Mata, Jordan Spence. That's a blue line that I think the Oilers can expose, and that's where their big advantage is going to be. Edmonton's forward group against that blue line, especially when you get down low. They have some players who are really inexperienced on the back end. That's the biggest advantage for me when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah. You just have to hope that Jonathan Quick doesn't hop into a time machine and channels his 2012 version of himself.
Yeah.
Because it's in him, but if we can get on him early and get some, then you can rattle him because he's also an emotional guy.
I love it.
Yeah, he is a very, very emotional goalie. Similar to the guy between the pipes for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
So you wonder, that's a concern that probably does
Maybe we'll get a goalie fight.
Yeah.
It's that emotional.
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe. The top 6 for the Kings, we've been talking about it a lot, but how about this? The way they're lining up, this via Daily Faceoff, Kopitar, Kempe, Andreas Athanasiou, top line left winger, revenge spot for AA. That's a little concerning.
I'm not going to take too much stock in that. That guy, man, I wanted them to trade for that guy. We got him, and it just did not work. Anyways,
Deneau, Trevor Moore, Victor Arvidsson. That's probably the trio you need to be the most worried about.
Arvidsson will be. He's a playoff entity.
He absolutely is. Blake Lizotte with Alex Iafallo and Dustin Brown is the third line for the Kings. Quentin Byfield with Arthur Kaliev and Brendan Lemieux. That fourth line, if you're Jay Woodcroft and if you could pick one line for the McDavid trio or the Draisaitl trio to get regular shifts against, it's them, in my opinion. They're inexperienced, and Lemieux's a hothead, and you could probably get him to draw penalties.
Oh, McDavid will draw 9,000 penalties from Brendan Lemieux.
We hope. And Jonathan Quick is going to get the start for the LA Kings tonight on the season. 2.59 goals against average, 9.10 save percentage, 2 shutouts.
Not bad.
More importantly, what are the lines for our Edmonton Oilers, and how are we looking tonight as they go into game 1?
The big question mark is still Darnell Nurse, because we think he's playing. We think. The answer is game time decision from Woodcroft. Nurse was asked himself, are you playing? He said,
we'll see. Gamesmanship. It's all fine.
I think it is gamesmanship. That will tie into whether or not the Oilers go 11-7, though. I would hope that they do. I think that's the best strategy. What do you think?
I think so, because that gives you, that gives you more range with McDavid and Draisaitl.
Yeah.
Right? It really kind of makes the fourth line a threat. If you compare that up. So I think that's good, and it also protects Darnell if he needs protection. Yeah. Because he even really doesn't know what he has until he goes into a game.
Yeah.
Right?
This is true.
Connor McDavid, Evander Kane, Jesse Puljujarvi is the top line. Draisaitl, Hyman, Yamamoto is the second line. Nuge, Fogle, and Derek Ryan is the third line. And the 2 extra forwards will be Ryan McLeod and Zach Kassian. If they go 11-7, someone will be rotating in on the fourth line. If they go 12-6, which they haven't said either way, I would imagine it's Derek Brassard drawing in on the fourth line. But I bet you when you see warm-ups, Derek Brassard's on the ice.
Well,
and 7 D-men.
Yeah, of course.
You're playing that game for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Matt Hendricks skated in like every pregame skate, regardless if he was playing or not. But I keep an eye out for the third line. That's just a line that I think can produce in the playoffs, because you got KG Nuge. Nuge is your third line center, which is now just amazing to say. And you got playoff Fogle, who I think is going to, I think there's something there. And then you got just smart hockey player Derek Ryan.
It was super clutch. I swear he always comes up when we need him.
Spanky14 in the Twitch chat asked who's reffing tonight's game. Did you see who it is?
Oh, it's you're gonna. What the hell's his name? It's gonna be. You're gonna say it, and I'm gonna be like, shit.
Steve Kazari.
Yes, that guy.
Background, info for people.
They're
Noted Oiler hater.
Oh no.
Documented.
A game,
allegedly. Just kidding.
There was a game, allegedly in our opinions. There was a game, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, where McDavid wasn't happy about a call. McDavid scored in the shootout, and as he skated by Kazari, he told him to check upstairs because he was angry about a previous call. And Kazari, even though the game was over, gave McDavid a 10-minute misconduct. We have beef with Kazari.
Yeah, and the hatred is,
It's real.
on both
So
sides.
this game could be really crazy if it wanted to be. It could go there.
Who
It has
knows?
levels.
Well, it's
The
got
only
levels.
con-
There's going to be some missed calls. So McDavid's just, so that's the thing that's going to drive us nuts as Oilers fans. So it's playoff hockey, which we love. Whistles go away a bit more. So we have to be comfortable with the fact that there is going to be an LA King draped on McDavid's back like 95% of the game.
But the thing is, there are more infractions, but there are still power plays. I think it's super important for the Oilers' power play to get going because you will see it, I guarantee you, 4 or 5 times in this series. In the first 5 games of this series, there will be a power play for either team at a crucial moment in these games.
100%.
And you need to be the team that takes advantage of it.
Yeah.
The idea that a good power play doesn't matter in the playoffs, I just don't buy that. Your power play can impact the outcome. Your power play can still win you games in the postseason.
100%. You're just not going to get 6 power plays a game.
Yeah.
You're going to get 2 or 3. So you have to take advantage.
Yeah, you absolutely do. I had something else in the Twitch chat that someone asked. Where is it?
I can go until you. Did you find it, Tyler?
No, I did not.
Okay. A lot of people in the Facebook chat saying we can never overlook any team who's in the playoffs. And Will says we absolutely need to win game 1. My take, our confidence will be in question. Previous ghosts can weigh heavy.
100%. We have to. So we had to talk about the past.
Yes.
But we also have to erase the past.
Yes, move on.
And realize, and this is where I think, we can talk about Woodcroft's system, but there's only so many systems you can play in hockey. The reality is that he's just a good, he's a new age coach.
Yep.
He's got the team feeling loose again, feeling better about themselves. You can see that this team is now gelled as a unit. They're playing for one another. Look at the character Yamo's been showing the last 2 months.
Wow.
That guy is an absolute vibe. But all that stuff, all those little things mean something.
For Draisaitl against Colorado.
You would drop the gloves. Exactly. So those are all the little things that add up and really help make a winning hockey team. So you see it, and especially at the time of the year that we're seeing it, right before playoffs, coming into playoffs, that's that X factor, and now we have it. And you heard Derek Ryan in his press conference, right? So everyone's feeling better, and that to me is really the Woodcroft effect, right? Is that he's got them feeling loose, feeling better about themselves, wanting to play for one another, and just even how he presents himself and talks, even makes me feel better.
Inspired, I know, right?
Yeah. So Woody, man,
We love you.
we love you.
Scott Aroni asked an important question. What is the goalie heckle for Jonathan Quick? Is it just a very generic Quick?
Well, because he's got he's got an abrupt last name.
He does. So do you go Jonathan or something?
Jonathan.
That could
Yeah, it lingers. Yeah,
It lingers.
Jonathan. I remember.
That's what Spiced Oil said.
Now
by the way,
I can't remember. I was young, but this is in the Dallas Edmonton series. And Wanye and I went to a game. And this is where you could buy tickets at 7-Eleven. You buy playoff tickets at 7-Eleven. What a time. Get a big gulp and a ticket. That's living. And we went to the game, and we were there 2 hours early because we were so excited. And literally the building was half full at that early to the game because they let you in earlier. And it was Belfour net, and the Belfour chants were starting 2 hours before puck drop.
Crazy.
It was awesome.
That's sweet.
I hear Oilers fans are the craziest hockey fans.
It's a different level in the playoffs.
Well,
I'm
did you
so
see the
excited.
convoy that Magoo led yesterday? There was so Magoo is trying to recapture and make convoy no longer a dirty word. Thank you, super fan Magoo. But there was the Oilers fan convoy that Jared, sales guy Jared and Kennedy in the Nation truck joined, and there was so many cars and they're going up and down and everything, and that just sets the vibe. Once again, it's all those little things, right?
Let me ask you guys a question. And I don't believe in jinxes, but just in case we're gonna knock on wood here,
This table's
right?
made of wood for a reason.
Yes. Okay. We obviously have to get past many rounds to win the cup. as Oilers fans, but do you think that the team that we have now going into the playoffs, that hopefully will go to another level come playoffs, is able to win the cup?
Like
That's
we
lofty.
we have if you on paper, we have our flaws compared to some of the super teams.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just, there's that X factor. Like I won't be surprised if this team can go on a run.
Yeah.
I will not be surprised because all the signals and signs are there. Now, we're going to be there's some juggernauts out there that we have to face, but David versus Goliath, man. David wins sometimes, and not to say that we're only David if we get all the way to the end and we're playing one of the super teams. But you saw how we match up and elevate ourselves against the Colorado. We went down and beat Florida at 7 in the morning.
That was weird.
That was so
did.
weird, right? Like we've got the grit now and the determination to pull it off, and a team that really wants to try to do it together. So like, it's. Anything is possible, but it's not like but like last year, I would have been like, if we can get to the second round, that's great.
I think the energy is different.
Yes.
I think this year a realistic goal is conference finals.
Yeah, 100%.
It's very, very possible.
Yeah. That'll be a ride.
Jake in our Facebook chat says he's so hyped and car flags everyone today, even in St. Albert. We have McDavid and Draisaitl. Anything is possible. So a lot of hyped fans in the chat. All right, bet of the game. Tyler J, where are you putting your money? Presented by PointsBet.
Yeah, shout out to PointsBet Canada. KJ, I'm going to rattle you off the series prices here. You tell me what you think. Oilers minus 250 to win the series.
Well, like
not enough there, right?
It's not enough juice, but I'm gonna do it because I have to bet on the Oilers.
Oilers to win the series in 6 games or sooner, minus 125.
Oh yeah.
That's the spot. That's my spot as well.
That is definitely the sweet spot. Like, yes.
Top goal scorer in the series on PointsBet. You have Draisaitl and McDavid each at plus 250. Evander Kane plus 850.
Oh, I would go Kane.
What about a little Zach Hyman 12 to 1? Zach Hyman, I think he could sneak in with a playoff hattie at some point. And that would boost
Whoa,
him
his
up.
first ever NHL career hat trick in the playoffs.
Hell of a time to do it. Well, that's the thing. Like Hyman brings that playoff work ethic, right? He battles hard.
Yep.
He fights for his space in front of the net. Like those guys get rewarded, and like in playoffs, those are the types of goals you score.
Yeah. Points in the series. Leon Draisaitl is set at an even 7. What do you think?
7.
The tough part, because if it's a 6-game series, you're going to lose 2 games. Say he gets shut down in
a
one.
6-game series, I feel good about 7 points.
But if it's too short, they should score a lot, you'd think, right?
Yeah, that's fair. Jeez. So over.
McDavid over 8.5.
Oh man, that's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
I'm just gonna say over because I just don't want to say the opposite.
Fair enough. Tonight, though, the Oilers, their odds, according to PointsBet Canada, minus 196 on the money line. They're plus 125 on the puck line.
What are they in regulation?
Minus 125.
That's the sweet spot.
That's the sweet spot. You got an itch on anyone to score tonight? Anytime goal scorer?
I think Evander Kane gets his first playoff goal with the Edmonton Oilers.
Plus 135, not bad.
Yeah, I think so too. And then let's go for a depth goal scorer. Does the Bison King show up? I'm gonna go Nuge.
I'm with you. Nuge plus 300. A little power play snipe.
And honestly, take $2 because what's $2 anymore with inflation?
Yeah.
And put it on Warren Fogle.
Liam, you're the expert on this next prop. Mike Smith over under 28.5 saves.
Hit. Over.
Over?
That's a good one.
Quick 27.5?
I was thinking over on that one too. I think there'll be a lot of shots,
Okay.
which probably might be wrong. But my goal is McDavid.
And any player shot props you like, Liam?
Bouchard.
We're riding with Boosh.
Every time.
Boosh bomb.
Playoff Boosh. Tonight will be his first playoff game, right? Yeah, because he didn't play against Winnipeg, obviously.
No, plus 110, 2.5.
Okay, I'm in on it. All right, there we go. There's your betting report for PointsBet Canada. We have a bracket challenge up with PointsBet Canada. There are prizes for Ontario residents and non-Ontario residents.
Yes.
Links are all over our social. Just scroll down the Oilers Nation Twitter for like 2 seconds and you'll find it. Jay, did you fill out a bracket?
I did.
Who do you have winning?
Oilers.
All right. Who do you have them beating in the Cup final?
Florida.
Oilers, Florida Cup final. Not bad. I had the Avs beating the Rangers in the Cup final. I was DFO your
Are you even allowed to be on this pregame show anymore?
Jeez.
I had the Oilers in the conference
That's
final.
why you
though.
entered 2 brackets.
That is fair. I should have Nation your Chuck, DFO your Chuck.
Exactly.
Nation your Chuck.
Heart your Chuck, and so-called smart your Chuck.
Oilers beating the Bruins is Nation your Chuck's cup final.
You know what? I don't mind the Bruins. I think they'll win their series.
I think they will too. I'm betting on them.
Yeah, for some reason, Carolina is like a good hockey team, but I just don't think they've got like a playoff hockey team.
Liam, do we have the rest of the games that are coming up tonight?
Leafs Tampa. That is chaos.
Can I tell you what I love about the NHL scheduling? Leafs Tampa starts at 5. The second game of the day is tonight. Who is it? It's in the East, but it starts at 5:30 Mountain. So they staggered them finally. Yeah, but they finally staggered them. So you'll be able, and even the game before the Oilers starts at 7:30. So when one game's in intermission, you should basically have nonstop hockey all night, which is good.
5:30.
Leafs Lightning is 5:30. So that means there's another one starting at 5. So that Leafs Lightning series is going to be must-watch TV, though.
Wait.
Oh,
I think the Leafs are going to surprise a lot of y'all haters out there. I think that this could be more of a Toronto series than people think.
yeah, it could be. It's just interesting to see kind of like Tampa this season's just been a sleeping bear, and they've just woken up in the last couple of weeks. But I'm not going to lie, Caroline.
Please, let me hear something good.
Maple Leafs have done some things to address their roster for the playoffs. For them, it's going to be goaltending.
Yes, which I didn't think was going to be an issue. Now I'm like a little
nervous.
nervous.
little
but
nervous.
Austin Matthews, 60 goals on the season.
Why not?
So let's just hope he keeps it going in playoffs.
Go join our bracket challenge, the PointsBet Canada bracket challenge. The last prop I wanted to share with you. How about this for sportsbooks respecting McDavid? It's even money, most points in the series, McDavid versus Kempe and Kopitar combined. Like McDavid versus their 2 best offensive
Kempe
players.
and wow, that's a tough one.
That is a tough one. Even money either side of the coin, though. Huh? Tempting.
All right.
God, you like to chase. You like to dig up some bets.
Yeah, it's not a great payout, though, so I'd probably stay away from it. But I'm all over Oilers minus 1.5 in the series. And I think I'm going to be throwing a little on Kane and Hyman to be the top goal scorers.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Let's
I'm
roll.
definitely going Kane to score tonight. That's happening. That guy is ready.
That. He is. And I'm excited to see. We had a prediction in the Twitch chat that we'll get a Nugent-Hopkins fight in round 1.
That's the thing.
Playoff Nuggie?
He's got the heart of a lion as well.
He
Like
does.
Nuge is not afraid. He is not afraid. He doesn't go out of his way, but he is not afraid.
No.
So I can see him fighting Kempe.
I could see Nuge fighting. I could see Hyman fighting. I could see Kane.
100.
Sure.
We
Kane's
need
fighting.
Kane to drop the
Kane's going after Lemieux.
Fogel is on my
I hope
list.
We need
playoff
Cassian.
casting. We have playoff
There we
casting.
go.
That's
Yes.
exactly it. Cassian. We need I swear I asked Tyler, it feels like forever ago, that first game where I saw Cassian play in the Battle of Alberta and he had the one tooth and he was blowing kisses to whoever was on the Flames team. I'm like, that was the moment I think I really started to get behind the Oilers because of what Cassian brought to that game.
Yeah.
And I'm sad to say I haven't really seen it since. So we need him to circle back to that.
If Kane and Cassian can be the Bash brothers,
Imagine?
yeah, then we're good.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. If Cassian can get up to that 2017 level, and you can just have him and McLeod forechecking like absolute demons on the fourth line, and then just rotating in whoever and keeping that line fresh and down the King's throat, I think there's a lot of potential for this series to get ugly for LA if playoff Cassian shows up.
Yeah.
Round 1, Game 1, Oilers Nation. I'm sure we're all so excited. 8:00 p.m. puck drop tonight. For those going to the game, enjoy. For those coming to our watch parties, we'll see you there.
Beercade.
And we're going to be here every single pregame show. And I'm
Yep.
pumped. This is an
We might be
exciting
doing
time of
some
the year.
live on location stuff throughout the playoffs as well, which is
Oh,
exciting.
it's
So we got a lot going on.
We decided we're just going to go crazy ham on the playoffs. So you're not going to be able to swing a cat without seeing Oilers Nation or any of our faces because we are amped and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're just going to create.
We are.
And if you're watching the game from home, go to your local liquor store and pick up some Nation beer.
Yes, absolutely.
Pairs well with playoff victories.
It does.
All right, everyone. This has been your Giant pregame show presented by Sherwood Ford. And we'll see you next time. Good luck. Woo.